Hey guys, so let us try to solve our first sorting problem wherein a generic problem is given to us. We just need to sort this array. If you read this problem, this is a very simple one. But we will try to approach this problem using the three algorithms which we just studied, right? Bubble sort, selection sort and insertion sort. We will do implementation of this problem using all three sorting algorithms and then see which one is most efficient for us. Okay, so first I will start with bubble sort. So as we discussed in bubble sort, let us suppose this input is given to us 5 1 1 2 0 0, right? Now in bubble sort, as all of us know, we actually bubble up the adjacent elements. So we will just bubble up these two elements. We will check which one is smaller. If the next element is smaller than the previous one, then I will bubble up. Similarly, then we'll move on to these two elements, and I will keep on doing the similar process for all further elements. Okay, in every iteration I will basically fix the smallest element out of them at the first position and then do it for the rest of the array. So we will try to implement it using a different technique here. Let us try to implement it by fixing the largest element towards the end, right? Because we want to show, because bubble sort generally is just an algorithm wherein we can either fix the smallest element to the left, or we can fix the largest element to the right. So let us try to do it the other way around, right? So what we will do in bubble sort, we'll just plainly start with a loop. So before starting the loop, let me just define some variables. So let's suppose the size of this array is given as n. Okay, now I will start a loop and I will go all the way till n. So this is going to be my outer loop, which will, in every iteration of this loop, we will fix the ith position. Okay, now in the inner loop, we can do it in two ways. I'll try to do it using the way wherein we'll fix the last position. Okay, so this version is basically wherein we fix the last position. Okay, so we will start with the last one, j is equal to n minus 1, and j will go all the way to I, next element to I, and then we will do j minus minus because j is decrementing in every iteration. Now simple enough, we will just compare j with the previous element. So what I will do is, if j is less than j minus 1, then I will make a swap. So here we will swap these elements if these are out of order. So nums of j comma nums of j minus 1, and this is how I will swap my elements. And simply I'll just return the array. So let me just return it here now. So let's see if it is running or not. Okay, it is running. Now let us try to submit this code and see what happens. So if you see, we are getting a time limit exceed error, right? Why we are getting it? Because the general sort algorithm, and since it's a LeetCode optimized problem, LeetCode would be expecting this problem to get solved within n log n time. But what we are doing, we are actually solving it in O of n square time. If you see, the outer loop is running n number of times and inner loop will also run, in worst case scenario, n number of times. So this algorithm is a O of n square time algorithm, and that is why we are giving a time limit error. Now let us try to solve the second algorithm, which is the selection sort. So what we were doing in selection sort was, if you guys remember, in selection sort we were selecting the min element. So if numbers are given like this, 5 2 3 and 1, in every iteration I will go through each and every element and then I will select the minimum element. Once I have the minimum element in every iteration, I will swap the minimum element to the first one and then do it for rest of the array. So after first iteration, the array will look something like this. Now I will run selection sort within this array. Okay, find out the minimum is this only, swap it with this element only, and then we'll keep on doing this for rest of the array, and this way we will get the sorted part. Okay, let's try to implement this algorithm quickly. So selection sort will also involve two different loops. The outer loop will run till n minus 1 here, mainly because we don't want to fix the last element. If n minus 1 elements are sorted, last element will already be in its correct position, right? So here let's try to define a variable min, which will assume the minimum element is the first one only. Now we will go through rest of the array and find out if there is anything which is lesser than the ith element. So what I will do, I will iterate through I plus 1, j will go all the way till n and do j plus plus, and now I will find out if there is any element nums of min which is lesser than the current element. So nums of j, if nums of j is smaller than nums of min, then I will update min to j. Okay, once I keep on doing this, towards the end we will just check if min is not equal to ith element, then I will make a swap. Now what swap I will do here? I will swap nums of min comma nums of j, and sorry, nums of I, and this will swap the first element. Now let's try to run this algorithm quickly. Okay, there is a, what kind of error is here? Looks like a normal error. I'll just comment this part anyway, because this we don't need at all. For this part, what error are we getting? This should be matching correct line number 19 mein. Think this should run. Let's try to run this again. Oh, this is for, sorry, I just write a if here. Probably too much coding. Yeah, so let's try to run this now. Yeah, so once let us try to submit it as well. So if we submit this code, let us see what we are getting, whether we are getting a time limit error or whether it is running properly. So here also we will get a time limit error. Why? Because this algorithm is also O of n square time complexity, right? There are two different loops. The outer loop is running n number of times, and inner loop will actually run worst case scenario n number of times. So this time complexity, the time complexity of selection sort, is also O of n square. Now let us look at the third part of this, which is insertion sort. Okay, so in insertion sort, as we have discussed earlier, what we do is we actually maintain two different parts of the code, right? Let us suppose if this array is given to me 5, 4, 3, 1, 7, 6. So in every iteration, I will maintain two different parts of the array. The left hand part will be known as sorted part, and the right hand part will be the unsorted part. And in every iteration, I will pick up one element from the unsorted part and move it to the sorted part. Now how I will move it to the sorted part? I will keep on checking. I will actually place this element at the correct position within the sorted part. So we will keep on comparing this element to the right of these elements. Like first the rightmost element, we will check whether rightmost element is greater than this or not. If it is greater, we will move this element to the left hand side. If this is also greater, we will keep on moving this left hand side until and unless it reaches the correct position in the sorted part. Okay, so that's how insertion sort is getting done. Let us try to code it out now. So in insertion sort, what we will do is, similarly we will just try to run a for loop first of all, with I starting with, we'll start with 1 here because we will assume like the 0th element, the first element is already in the sorted part. So I plus plus, and here I will define a variable k, which is equal to nums of I. Now this will be the variable which I want to migrate. I'll also keep one variable j, which is actually helping me traverse the sorted part. So this j will help me traverse the sorted part, which is already present. Okay, so once I have this, I think it's simple now. We'll keep on moving j left hand side until and unless j is greater than or equal to 0, and the conditions would also match. So what is the condition? The condition is nums of j should be greater than k. If this condition is holding, then yeah, so we'll just keep on bubbling up element. Nums of j plus 1 is equal to nums of j, and j is equal to j minus 1. We'll keep on doing this until and unless we reach the end. And what we need to do once we reach the end, we also need to update nums of j plus 1. So I'll just update nums of j plus 1 is equal to k. That's it. So if you see here, we have defined a variable k which will keep track of the current value which we have picked up from the unsorted part. Once we pick up a value from the unsorted part, we actually keep on moving left hand side to the sorted part. So this particular piece of code is helping me move to the left hand side within the sorted part and finding a correct position for the kth value, like this k value. Okay, so once we find the correct position, we'll move it there only. Let's try to run this code quickly. Yeah, so if we submit this as well, we will also get a time limit error in this insertion sort also. because in a way this is also a O of n square algorithm. Okay, so we will come back on this question and see like how we can measure the time complexity of multiple other sorting algorithm with respect to sorting an array, but this is a good exercise in order to understand the basic fundamentals of the three iterative algorithms, which are bubble sort, selection sort and insertion sort.